Then he tried to blow it in my face, but he cupped his hand and blew it in his
And just right back in his
Yeah, that's a YouTube goal.
Melissa McBride. Carol is such an amazing, epic, wonderful character. I've been so grateful to get to know you over these years, and I appreciate you and I appreciate your work, and I love how much the fans love Carol. Can you talk about...
I can't talk.
I know. Is there anything you feel like saying, or that you talk about surprising moments or just experiences, or anything you feel like sharing? It's your time.
Oh gosh. We love you. I love you too. Look at the flowers. Right?
That's not a good idea. It's not a good idea. Don't do that.
This whole experience has been amazing, out of this world. Never thought it would become what it became. For myself, for everybody else up here. There's so much I want to say, but God, I swear to God, it gets stuck. This always happens. Anyway, and I'm a little nervous, but I can't hide it, like lonely nerves.
I know, but it's
It happens every time.
No, but it's understandable. I mean, it's like I think it's comforting, especially for the fans, to know that it means as much to you as it means to them. You know, like it's important that it's not just a job, that it's it's a part of your life and a part of their lives. And so I think that's special. So I hope you understand how much you positively impact these folks. Yeah.
I'm just so grateful.
Well, we're grateful for you. I would like to talk about Josh McDermott's awesome hair. By the way, I legit love your hair. And when I first saw it, I was like, oh, he just wanted to go as opposite as possible. No?
This is my hair.
Oh.
In fact, Eugene in the comics is blonde. And I asked Robert Kirkman, I said, is his hair blonde? He goes, yeah, I don't know why the hell they dyed your hair brown. So I asked you, Scott Gimple. I've been asked to get my hair dyed every 3 weeks for the last 9 years.
Finally, someone has asked the hard-hitting questions on the Walking Dead panel.
I felt that Kirkman spiritually wrote him as a chestnut.
What?
I accept that answer then. It made it worth it.
Have so much of Eugene is what you brought to him, like off the page. You really created this wonderful character beyond the comics and added to him. Is there anything special about Eugene that you feel connected to, or like just sort of the Eugenist moment for you over the years?
I mean, I just like how he adapts to every situation. And to survive. And the first time we meet him, he has a lot of selfish motivation there. He obviously wants to stay alive for himself, but as he grows as a person, he starts to include his friends in trying to keep them alive. And it's never, he's just always adapting, and I think that's just great. I wouldn't survive myself in the apocalypse if that happened. If we went to that, I would try and take Eugene's knowledge, and then I'd get shot right away.
Yeah, I've tried to take away apocalypse lessons from the show, and I think the only one I came away with is I'm done. I would just give up immediately.
Yeah.
Immediately.
Yeah, I would just find someone with a weapon and just say, just do it. Just kill me.
Is there any kind of a favorite moment that you go back to, or as you've been reflective near the end of the show?
I mean, I was talking with Channing Powell and Angela about it last night, And Channing brought up, she said she liked the part where Eugene bit Dwight's crotch. And I kept, what did you say? You love Eugene? No, silence.
No, I didn't say that at all.
Hell no, I didn't say that.
That's not what I was saying.
No, but she said that when she was watching the cut of that, and you know, we had like a little bar that I had to like bite onto that was like sewn into Austin Emilio's pants, and VFX they had to take that out, and I think she said they put on the screen remove crotch bar, and so she just took a screenshot of it, just like my teeth like biting down on Austin Emilio, and it says remove crotch bar.
A treasured Walking Dead memory.
Yeah, but the thing that, and Greg, I was just talking to you about this too, that I think my favorite moment from Eugene is when he threw up on Rosita. Again, to adapt, to survive, like he's just taking every situation and trying to make it, you know, good for him. And that was just fun to throw up on Christian because she was just miserable that day, and that was...
And that's one thing Christian really wanted to be here. We're representing Christian today. I'm not bringing it up just because she was vomited on. She loves you.
Yes.
And also, I also want to give a shout out to Kari Payton, who was supposed to be on the panel and got sick, but he's doing okay, and he sent a text and he just said, "I'm so sorry I can't be with everyone today. They say I'll be back to normal in about a week, so if y'all sit tight, I'll be there as soon as possible. Good things come to those who wait. The finale is definitely going to be worth it. Thanks for all the love and support. Booyah, and yet I smile. Walking Dead forever, Kari."
Hey Josh, I think the day that you did the wiener bite, I think Norman ordered a hot dog truck.
Yeah.
That day, so that the whole crew could have hot dogs.
He's like,
we're all there with you in spirit, I guess.
Yeah, he said, I want everyone in the crew to put a wiener in their mouth.
The moment they'll remember. Ross Marquand, thank you so much for being here. You had to play Aaron for many, many years. It feels like it just went by like that. What were you most proud of? Like, what are you taking away from the experience?
Keep it together. I'm gonna start crying. Yeah, I think the weirdest thing for me was that I was a fan of the show for many years, and then I got to the set, and I remember meeting Andy first. He gave me a great big hug. He's like, he stayed in character the whole time. He's like, welcome to the family. I was like, whoa, shit, that's Rick Grimes. And then I met you, and I met Cudlitz, Abraham. And both of you were like, hey man, you need anything? I'm doing my Josh impression. He's like, you need anything at all? You need anything? Talk to Andy. It was a surreal moment from the moment I got on the show, and it's not stopped being surreal right up until now. And I think we were just backstage and tearing up a little bit. I think it's going to be really, it's going to be weird. It's going to be weird when it's over. Yeah. Yeah. 8 years of my life, 12 years of a lot of these guys, and yeah, it's an amazing thing to be a part of, and it's going to be weird when it's over. Yeah.
Well, big hugs. It was the mace. Is it heavy? Like, I don't know if I ever asked you. Can you only put it on for brief periods of time?
There's a rubber one that's like a hard rubber that you have to kind of move your thumb like this in there because it's pretty tight in there. And you get like screws. There's a coupler that right there, and there's screwed in. So once it's on there, you don't really take it on and off because it's so hard to take on and off. But the metal one, that's like a real heavy duty one. You can actually do some damage with that one. That could really kill somebody. So yeah.
So be careful.
Well, especially going to the bathroom. It's very.
Pokey. It's pokey.
Seth Gilliam, Father Gabriel. What an arc he has had these last several years.
Yeah.
From being the guy who just did not want to come out of that church to like, he's definitely evolved quite a bit. What has this experience been like for you? And
what's the question? It's to borrow Ross's word as well. It's been surreal. It's to go from my very first moment was standing on top of the rock, you know, screaming and screaming and screaming, and then I looked down and there were all these people I'd just been power watching for the last 48 hours, you know, the first 4 seasons in my home in Netflix, and you know, standing there before me, talking to me, and it was surreal. And being here with thousands of people in this audience who've been following this show for as long as they have, and the commitment that they have to it, and the love that they have for it, it's been pretty magical. And my character arc was a great deal of fun to play. I don't think I could have imagined it going where it's gone. That's the beauty of storytelling, I guess.
What do you think is...
Oh, I have more questions?
You can, or you don't have to.
Fire away, baby, fire away. I'm looking here and I see that it says, please be aware that many members of your audience may be under 18 years of age.
Oh, so with the swear.
So I'm editing like a...
That was a very good self-bleep.
Thank you.
That was a very good self. I think that's funny. It's like, oh, this is a show where zombies like rip people's guts up. They're like, no bad language. No bad language. That kid's got the internet. No bad language. All right. What do you think ultimately was Father Gabriel's like best quality? What's your favorite quality about him?
I think my favorite quality about Father Gabriel is his fortitude. He's been able to adapt and overcome every situation that's been thrown at him. And I think it speaks to a kind of inner strength that I admire, that I'm not sure that I would possess in the same situations. I mean, I could totally ice pick somebody in the top of the skull, but, you know.
I've seen him do it.
Thank you, Ross. The authorities will be here any moment. But I most admire and am impressed by his fortitude and his ability to make sense out of nonsensical situations.
Excellent. Lauren Ridloff, I mean... Lauren was a kindergarten teacher, which is amazing. Now, on one of the biggest shows in the history of television, and a Marvel movie, part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe as well. What has this whole ride been like for you these last handful of years?
Oh, wild. Wild. I can't even believe the fact that I'm here with everybody up on stage. I was such a huge fan of this show way back in the day when I was a kindergarten teacher. And, you know, I followed The Walking Dead, and now here I am in this short amount of time. I can't even believe it. And when I was teaching kindergarten, I was in front of a small group of kids, probably 15 students in the classroom, and right now I feel like I haven't really left that classroom. My classroom just got a lot bigger. It's huge, a huge classroom right now. And on TV, I think all the people out in the world that are watching this and learning, I feel like our show really is so relevant because it is a mirror. It's a reflection of our society. And I feel that we watch The Walking Dead because it has been so important over the years, because it really can be a reflection of ourselves, our day-to-day lives. It's the same thing. So when COVID happened, a lot of people truly started asking me for advice. Like, how do you survive the apocalypse? Yep, so you see, I'm still a teacher. However, I do have to say that sometimes I feel like I'm in a kindergarten class myself on set, right? Sometimes I have to tell you guys, wrangle you guys up. You know who you are.
Understood.
You know, sometimes we all have to grow up, just to let you know.
And how has it been? I mean, you're an action star. You're an actual, like, movie and television action star. Do you ever stop to process that?
Oh, no. I'm still waiting for somebody to jump and say, psych, just kidding.
No, it's real. It's real. Have any thoughts on these last several years? Any message to the fans? Thoughts about your time on the show? Anything you want to share?
Oh, yes. I do want to say that I feel like this show really was created for the fans. I feel that we, as an ensemble of The Walking Dead, the family of The Walking Dead, really care about the story, and we want to make sure that we deliver that to you. We care about you guys so much, and I really just try to make the time to interact with you whenever you do approach me, because I do love it. And sometimes people ask me, wow, you make the time to interact with your fans, and I try to, whether it's on Instagram or on direct messaging. I don't answer everybody, and I apologize for that, but when I do, it's because I'm so grateful. I definitely wouldn't be here, and I wouldn't be an action star if it wasn't for you. You are the ones who put me on the map. So thank you so much, and really thank you for your support and your love.
Kaylee Fleming, I think one of the fan favorite moments from the entire series was that first moment we see Judith Grimes, you know, in the flash forward, like, oh my God, everything's gonna be okay. There's Judith Grimes. Can you talk about Judith and how the experience has been for you?
I don't really know what to say other than thank you to all of y'all, because we wouldn't be here without y'all. But yeah, I'm just really grateful that y'all had me as your Judith for the past 3 seasons, and thank you for all of your love and support.
Is it as fun as it seems? Does it feel like work, like all the action stuff? Do you enjoy it?
I get to go to work
and
play with swords. If that answers your question.
It absolutely does. Oh, I saw you guys, after you wrapped, y'all drove, did you go to Disney World or Disneyland?
Disney World.
You went to Disney World, you drove down to Florida and went to Disney World. Yeah, how was it?
Amazing.
I mean, how has it felt, you know, like one of the most important things we see in this universe is that we see the adults, and a lot of them know what the world was like before the apocalypse. But a character like Judith doesn't know what it was like before the apocalypse. So do you think that gives her an advantage because she grew up in that world?
I guess. I don't know. It's kind of weird that she grew up in there because, like, when you think about it, she's never had, like, an ice cream cone, probably.
Right.
What kid doesn't know what an ice cream cone is?
Right.
But she's also, like, this fierce fighter that'll do whatever it takes to protect her family. And I respect her for that. Like, go girl.
Michael James Shaw is also here. Pretty soon we're going to start taking some fan questions. I want to make sure we have time for that. Man, you got thrown into the deep end like Walking Dead, like right away, like off and running. How, even in just the time that you've been on, because I think last year was your first panel where we did all via Skype or Zoom. And so what was the experience like for you coming on at this point?
First of all, I want to thank everyone for coming out today. There's some beautiful energy in here. What a beautiful journey it has all been. As Chris was saying, diving into the deep end of The Walking Dead, and getting to play a character that I never imagined myself fitting in his shoes. He's stronger, wiser, and more tactile than I could ever be. But it's been a joy. I have to pinch myself every morning.
Is there anything that you remember? Like, what was your first day on set like versus the last day on set?
First day on set, we were in a warehouse and it was cold as fuck. To the point where every line we were spitting out, you could see the breath from each actor. Last day on set, wait, I gotta jog my memory. The last day on set, I think we were up until about 6 a.m., so we watched the sun come up. It was kind of surreal.
That was it. So you actually just like watched the sunrise, like a new chapter kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really nice. We have some time for fan questions in just a sec. By the way, someone said, I never had heard this before. The walkers smell good. Was it you that said that? That they're like, oh, they look greasy, but it's like conditioner or something.
Me?
Yeah, I thought someone, there was a note that said, oh, ask about how the walkers are the best smelling people on set.
They're the best tasting people on set.
Greg, can you respond to this? I mean,
Yes, sometimes we use conditioner to make the hair look greasy, so they do smell pretty good.
Oh, that's fantastic. I would have to agree. We have time for questions now. I want to make sure we have plenty of time for that. Hello!
Hi, how are you doing? My name is Enrique. I'm from Mexico. I drove all the way just to see you guys. Thanks to you. This is for honor my mom. My mom passed away last year. She was the #1 fan of your show. Every one of you were special. She really loves you. And thank you. Thank you for everything, all the memories. You are awesome. This is a celebration. We are the Walking Dead. Thank you very much.
Hello, what is your name?
Hey, Randy Nickel.
Hey, what's your question?
Hey, Ross. Hey, so I'm sad that Kari couldn't be here today. I normally cosplay Ezekiel, so make Sarah and send Kari all our well wishes.
We will, of course.
So I'm going to ask you something that I've talked to many of you about The Walking Dead already, from a different universe. Sith or Jedi?
So you want people from The Walking Dead to pick Sith or Jedi? Norman? Anyone?
Jedi.
Yeah?
Jedi!
Jedi? All right, Kaylee says Jedi, so we gotta go with Jedi. Yeah, sorry.
Is that going to be a problem with
You
you?
look so disappointed. All right, fine.
Whichever way you choose, you must be mindful of the Force. That's all I can say.
Yes.
Nicely done.
Hi, button lady.
Hi, Chris. I've never said this out loud to you, but after watching you on the show and seeing you all covered with dirt and grease and grime and blood, it's always so wonderful to see you here and looking so very pretty. My question is, what happened at the wrap party? Because that would have been epic, right?
Oh, was there a big rap party?
It was lovely.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was a great rap party. I mean, it was a lot of people crying. I think I can say this because we're not like showing it, but Post put together 1 second of every episode, and then they showed it all to us.
Oh my God.
And that was pretty gut-wrenching for all of us, because that was a pretty intense journey. But
we hope to share that with the fans at some point, but it would spoil things now. But yeah.
But also just the momentum. Oh, no, go ahead, Greg. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, we were on set filming one of the last days, and Ryan, the post supervisor, brought that clip. Hi, Ryan. And it was amazing to see 1 second of every episode, and it told the story from Rick waking up until, I can't tell you the last one, but it was really moving for me, you know, to be one of the 23 or 24 people that started on the show at the beginning and went all the way through to the very end. Because Norman was there, Melissa was there, Denise, and Bear McCreary. There was a lot of us that started out on the show. So to be able to see that progression of the show in 3 minutes, I really can't wait for you guys to see it, because it was, I just went, holy shit, the show was good.
You showed it to me on set. I'm bleeping all the swears. But also just the momentum of you're working crazy hours, just working, and then just done. You know, the momentum of that, did it take, you know, some time? Norman, did it take a minute to recover after that? Did everyone have to, did you kind of have to go recharge?
That's what Disney World's for. What better way to end a sad day than driving to Disney World?
Yay, we're going to Disney World. Hi, thanks, Button Lady. Hi, what's your name and what is your question?
Hi, my name is Dominique. Hey, everybody.
Hello.
Just wanted to thank you guys for coming into our lives every week. It's much appreciated. This show has changed my life and everyone else's. I just want to know, are you guys ever going to make The Walking Dead the movie? And if so, when?
I was going to bother you about that later, so if you want, I can bother you about it later.
Bother me about it later.
Okay, I'm going to bother about it later just for you, I promise. Hello! What is your question?
Hi, are we gonna get any type of closure to Rick Grimes' story?
Rick Grimes, refresh my memory.
The King County.
Oh, right. The British guy. Right.
Not on the show.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. You know what? Let's get to that later.
Okay, all right. Yeah. There's still plenty of panel, don't worry. What is your question and name?
My name's JC.
Hi.
How emotional was it for everyone shooting their last scene?
Oh, that's a nice question. Norman, let's start with you.
Yeah, it was very emotional. We had a very emotional time. The very last night of filming, there were speeches given. You know, one of our camera guys, Deej, got up, and he's kind of
curmudgeon.
He's kind of got like a Flavor Flav vibe to him, and he's sort of like a tough amp man at certain times. And he got up, gave an emotional speech. It was very emotional. People were crying and hugging, and you know, like Michael said, it went till really early in the morning. It was rough. It was rough.
Does anyone else have a last scene story they'd like to share?
Yeah, I think we were all in such a rush to get done. It was like a 15-month shoot schedule, and we were a little bit over due to COVID and unforeseen circumstances. But we were in such a mad dash to finish that by the time JJ, our AD, said that's an official picture wrap on the show, and then these confetti cannons blow up all behind us, and it's like, it was just insane, and we just kind of looked around and we're like, oh shit, it's actually done. It's fully done.
What's the...
What?
You keep saying we and us.
What do you mean?
I mean, I'm not sure if I was there or not.
I don't think you were. Seth, I don't know if you were there.
I mean, I was just there like in spirit. I don't know, like, I'm not saying that I was there, but I think they're filmed out of order. It doesn't mean anything.
It's a collective we.
Way to throw me under the bus, man. We're just saying it was a cool moment, that's all.
Well, you know what was also interesting is, as you know, we shot 15 days for the last episode, and as actors were finishing their scenes, we would wrap them, and a lot of them weren't there till the very end. You know, there were scenes where certain characters and certain actors wrapped earlier. So we'd be shooting, and all of a sudden you have to look at that person and say goodbye to them in the middle of the shoot. And know that that's the last time that I would say action or cut, and wanting to really take the moment. I kind of said to everybody, I'm not going to say goodbye because I'm going to see you guys again very soon. But through the whole production, somebody would be like, wait, is that my last shot? I'm done, right?
Yeah.
And there was a lot of excitement too. It was sad, but it was also like, we did it, you know, we made it. We got over the finish line. I think, you know, when Lauren and Jeffrey were, I think, the first two to wrap, and Jeffrey's like, come on, let's get the show on the road, last shot, here we go. And it was really something to be able to look at these actors who have lived with these characters for so long and have them perform that moment in time. I was really grateful to be able to be there and to say goodbye to each person.
You know, one of the things that I found really cool was that when I first came on the show, if somebody was being killed off or it was their last day of work, the other actors would show up on set, and there'd be this big support system and this big, huge round of applause and appreciation for the journey that that actor had taken with the character. And all throughout the final season, that same vibe came back, where people were showing up, even though they may have been wrapped off the show, to watch somebody else's last day and you know, throw them some love. And that was really cool to kind of have that full circle thing happening throughout the last episodes.
Lauren, did you have a last day, like a particular experience from there? What was your last day like?
Yeah, it was interesting because we didn't wrap on the same day because obviously we had different scenes that we were shooting, and I'm sitting here thinking about how I could share my story without any spoilers. But I will say that day, it was a marathon. It was a complete marathon to the end for this last episode. The hours were long and odd, and all of us were quite exhausted. So when it was my turn to wrap, it was 2 in the morning, and I was so tired, I wasn't sure if I was actually going to grieve when I wrapped, but I did. It was so overwhelming. I was so sad and thrilled because at that time I was actually catching a flight early in the morning to go to LA, and that morning, and I took my time with the rest of the cast members that were there and the crew specifically. It was a moment for me. And when I got to LA in the morning, I was already hanging out with other Walking Dead cast members who were there in LA. So I felt like it was more like, see you later, like Greg said earlier. And, you know, I see them again from time to time, so that's sweet.
Excellent. We have time for more questions. What is your name? What is your question?
Hi, my name is Santiago. First of all, Sean McDermott, I love you.
Te amo.
Thank you. And also, it's very common knowledge that Norman Reedus and Andrew Lincoln ran pranks on the set of The Walking Dead. But my question is, did you also run pranks on any other cast members?
Did you prank anyone else other than Andy?
Oh, did I? Maybe? I don't know. I can't remember. He was such an easy target. I kind of picked on him as much as possible. I can't remember if I pranked anyone else. Did I? I don't think so. No.
Didn't you put your motorcycle on the lake?
Yeah,
in
he
the
put
raft?
it on a lake and he pushed it out. He put it on like a raft and he pushed it out into the middle of the lake. And then he was a trailer full of roosters.
Roosters were in his trailer.
There's a whole bunch of them. But no, I think he was just Andy. He was the most fun because he's really bad.
Andy thought he was really good at it.
But he would have you do it or have somebody on set do it. He didn't even do it himself.
Didn't he put a chicken in your trailer or something?
Oh, they just said that, yeah, roosters.
I filled his
Oh, you put a
trailer
chicken
full
in
of
his trailer?
roosters.
That's
Yeah, it's straight up roosters.
Chicken? I'm not an amateur, they were roasters. Way more annoying than chickens. What is your name and what is your question?
My name is Kevin, and I'm dressed up as Negan.
Yes.
Anyway, I do have a question. Before 11 seasons, do any of you cast members have a theory about how the zombie apocalypse started, such as a bad hamburger, or experiments wrong, or a high school bully?
A bad. Oh, that's a joke. I don't have a theory that the whole thing was that there wasn't supposed to be an explanation. Yeah.
Yes. No, I mean, there's no magic. There's no cure. The thing about The Walking Dead is, in a hopeless situation, who are you going to be?
Right.
And who are you going to be with? And what are you going to choose? Are you going to choose love? Are you going to choose hate? Are you going to choose survival? And I think Kirkman was a genius to make that so important to his story, that we don't know what happened, but we do know what's going on now, and we have some choices to make.
Yeah.
So.
I don't know. When Fabio got hit in the face with the goose on the roller coaster, I thought something was going to go down for sure.
What a pull! What a pull!
Something
Actually, no. I take it all back. It was Fabio being hit with a goose.
I did have a weird theory in season 2, because the prop department planted some blue meth in like Merle's satchel to connect Breaking Bad and Walking Dead. And I mapped out the timelines of the two shows, and I kind of thought, oh, well, after Heisenberg's demise, someone tried to copy the blue meth, and it had this bad effect.
Well, I mean, I will say it didn't help.
Right. We have time for a couple more questions. What is your question?
Hi, my name is Gloria, and I've been a fan for 11 years, and I've been... I've tried 11 times to be up here to ask you guys a question, and my favorite actor to this day is Norman Reedus. My question is, do you think Daryl Dixon and Carol would make a better couple, or Daryl or Connie? Daryl and Connie?
I mean, wow, can you put me on the spot a little bit more right now?
That is a hard-hitting question.
Wow.
That's not an easy question.
Look at her face. Look what she's doing. I think there's a world where all three of them can live happily.
Oh, wow. What an answer.
I do want to say, because it's been brought up, the Carol-Daryl story isn't over yet. So I'm just going to throw that out there. I'm just going to leave it there. But the threesome things. Let's go back to that one. That works.
Okay, what is it?
How'd I do?
What is your name and question?
Hi, my name is Angelina. Chris, I just want to say thank you for staying with us this whole time.
Thank you.
Walking us through the journey of The Walking Dead.
It has been an honor to be like the weird cousin Oliver, like off to the side near the Brady Bunch, you know, just this whole ride has been so incredible.
We're just very grateful for you.
Thank you. I'm grateful for you too. Thank you.
My question is for Norman and Melissa. The comparisons between when you guys came to Alexandria and when you came to the Commonwealth, how do you think your characters handled those differently and adjusted differently to those?
Wow. Going to Alexandria when we were all interviewed. Remember that?
Yeah.
Let's see, Carol just put on a whole new persona. That was one of the fun things about playing this character is getting to play different iterations of Carol. Cookie Carol, Cookie Lady Carol, Wolf Carol, lasagna porch dick Carol. Well, not, lasagna to the porch dick.
Right.
Not porch dick. Not yet.
Porch dick was a nickname for a character that we had on the show who would just like bark at people from the balcony, from the terrace.
Yes. Then, going to Commonwealth, kind of the same thing. We're just sneaking all around. We're sneaking all around trying to figure things out. Maybe with a little more experience under our belt. Yeah.
Excellent. Thank you for your question, and thank you for your kind words. I think this might be the last question. What is your... Yes! No, I'm not sure yet. We'll see. If we have time, I'll squeeze another one in, but if not, yes.
Hi, Jessica again. Big fan since the first. Also read all the comic books, so love Boondock State, by the way. Big fan. Thank you. And just wanted to ask, for those few of you up there who weren't in the comic books at all, or didn't make it very far, where did you draw your inspiration from?
The question is for characters who either were new characters who were not in the comics or who didn't make it very far. Where do you draw your inspiration? It's like a question for Greg or Angela or? Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Carol or Daryl?
Yeah, geez, that first scene, squirrels, I was super nervous because Bernthal and you know, that cast, Sarah and Andy and Bernthal, they were all really good friends already. And I kind of didn't know what I was going to do until that scene. And I turn around and he says he locked my brother on the roof, and I turn around and everyone's looking at me like, what are you gonna do, new guy? And I kind of had a chip on my shoulder, like, you know, screw you guys too, and I kind of just ran with that for a while. So that's kind of where that started. But I found it really cool not being in the comics. I'm a fan of the comics, but it kind of left the door open to just run with it, you know? So I felt very free like that.
Excellent, thank you. You know, we do have time for one more question, so I will, yes.
Sorry.
Hi, my name is Michelle, but this question is from my sister Elena, who couldn't be here. She asked that you all have grown such a bond with one another, and she knows you'll keep in touch, but she wants to know, what are you going to miss the most about the show and your favorite scene?
That is a brilliant last question, by the way, so please thank your sister and thank you for reading it. We can just kind of quickly go down the line if anyone has something they want to share. Maybe we'll start with Michael.
Favorite scene? It hasn't aired yet, so I can't really say anything about
Oh, okay. Okay. That's all right.
There's some good stuff in 11 season.
Kaylee?
My favorite scene was my first Walker kill.
Lauren?
I would probably say my favorite scene, my favorite memory is with Daryl and Dog. Yeah, when the arrow broke off.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That was probably one of my favorite moments.
Excellent. Seth?
I think my favorite scene is from the One More episode that Ross and I did when we were sitting around a table with Robert Patrick and kind of shot it like it was a play and just did this 8 or 10 page scene all in one chunk. That was really exciting, and I think the thing that I will miss the most about the show is busting the balls of my castmates and trying to stay in character and singing way too loudly from my trailer, knowing that people could hear me and not really giving a what they thought.
Again, amazing personal bleeping, just amazing.
Thank you.
We're always next to each other in a trailer, and he's always singing at top volume, and trying to memorize lines is very difficult. But I'm gonna miss you belting out David Bowie every morning.
That's your chair. That's your chair.
You wanna do a little David Bowie?
You ain't no pimper, you ain't no hustler. A pimp's got a caddy and a lady got a Chrysler. Black's got a spank, white's got a soul train. Mama's got Chris, baby, what do your head say?
You stole my answer. Oh, I'd say the lineup, even though that was hard as hell to film and gut-wrenching to watch, I think that was honestly some of our best work. I really think that was, I mean, just as a cast, like that coming together, and obviously we're getting introduced to Negan for the first time, like that was such an incredible moment of TV history, and I think that was when we were at our strongest, honestly, even though it was the most gut-wrenching too. You know?
Josh?
My favorite scene hasn't aired yet either, but previously it was the lineup. I just loved watching Michael Cudlitz die.
He's not even here to defend himself. What are you doing? Come on.
He doesn't need to. But for the same reasons that Ross is talking about, and that's the thing I'm going to miss the most, is the connection that everybody has with each other, pushing each other to do better work, like never really just sitting there and accepting what you're giving, but knowing that we could go further and to make the show better and to push the story where it needs to be pushed and pull back where it needs to be pulled back. I mean, it's a connection that I think is missed a lot of times, and you can see that in different shows that maybe the people aren't as connected as, you know, kind of what we felt, and I think it just made the show better.
Melissa, anything?
I had two favorite scenes. One's in the first episode, the very first episode with Lenny James trying to put his wife down. That was when I realized how utterly incredible the show. And my other favorite scene is Scott Wilson in the prison by himself, also with his Bible.
Yeah.
And they're both just trying to navigate and figure this out. Yeah, I like the scene. For some reason, seems like you discover a whole lot more about characters in those little scenes when they're by themselves.
That's nice, and I'm really appreciative that you brought up Scott in the last panel. It's such a wonderful, lovely man, and deeply missed. So thank you for bringing up Scott. Norman, yes, you can clap for that, of course. Please clap for Scott. Norman, favorite scene?
God, favorite scenes, I have so many. I like the scene when I run into your arms, that scene when you blow the thing up and save us. Didn't I headbutt you in the first take?
Headbutt me? Roll this loudly.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
And busted my head.
Yeah. Kind of good scenes with everybody. Merle. Oh yeah, Merle. She's the best. Yeah, God, I could be here for an hour talking about all my favorite scenes. Every day there was something that I took home and I was like, yeah. What I'm gonna miss the most though is the crew. I mean, the best crew down there. I'm gonna miss all of them. Georgia itself I'm gonna miss. Yeah, Georgia was fun. But you know, like Josh said, I think the sense of family and friendship and respect everybody up here and everybody that's been up here has had for each other. I think that's the thing I'm gonna miss the most.
Greg?
You know, it's interesting because you work on a lot of TV shows and you work on a lot of movies. I think because we were on location, you know, if we would have shot that in Los Angeles and everybody would go home to their own houses, it's a different experience. I feel like we were kind of bonded together because we were all sort of transported to this little backlot in Georgia. I think my favorite scene was in the episode where Carol goes to Terminus and everybody's kneeling over the trough and they're going down the trough and killing people, which was really probably one of the most gruesome things that we've really ever done on the show. And the anticipation of who's next, and that was the same episode where you hugged Melissa at the end. But you know, that episode in itself could have been an entire movie. It was so it was just exciting from beginning to end. And you know, geez, there's so many things to miss about the show. But you know, in my head, it's not done for me. You know, so I'm just grateful, and we have to give a big, huge round of applause to number one, all the actors that have come and gone on the show that aren't here. You know, John Bernthal, Stephen Young, all of those amazing actors who sat up on this stage at one point, and Frank Darabont, because without Frank, none of us would be.
Angela, favorite scene? I mean.
There's so many, and some of my favorites are yet to come, but one that I was just thinking of that I really love is from the season 4 finale, which is Terminus. It's Scott and I co-wrote that episode, and I really love the scene after Rick rips out the guy's throat, and it's a scene with Rick and Daryl, and they're both just feeling terrible about things. And I remember in the process of us writing it, Scott and I, like, we had our own opinions, and some of our opinions are playing out in that scene, and then they just brought it to life so beautifully. And I love, like, Rick just saying, "You're my brother," and it's just, it's
I
really
love that
sweet.
scene.
I love
That's
that
one of
scene.
my favorites.
It's one of my favorites of the series.
I think one of the most flooring scenes for me, if it's okay for me to throw mine in, and then I'm going to keep you up after I release everyone because I have a lot of questions for you, Seth. It was the scene in season 2, I believe, where the barn opens and you see Sophia is a walker. Because that was the backdrop for our Talking Dead set. Like, our amazing showrunner, executive producer Brandon Monk, would make these really great backdrops. And it was just that where the light glimps and you're like, oh my God, like, this is gonna be one of these types of shows. And they gave me that set piece, and it's in our house. That's when I knew the show was different than anything that I had seen, and that no one was safe, and it felt crazy to me as a fan, and I was a super fan ever since. But as we're wrapping this up, Norman, do you have anything that you want to share, say to the fans for this momentous panel?
I know I can speak for everybody up here. It's truly been an honor to be on this ride with you guys. Honestly, thank you. The fandom of this show has changed all of our lives in a million different ways, and without you guys, we couldn't have, like Lauren said, we wouldn't be here. And what you feel for us, we feel for you. And it's a once in a lifetime thing, something like this. And we fucking broke down walls on this thing, all of us. Like, this is the amount of people that have come up to us and hugged us and told us personal stories about themselves, how we helped them through treatments of all sorts of different kind, and family issues and respect issues, and it means a lot to us. And thank you, honestly, from the bottom of our hearts. I really love you guys. I appreciate you so much. Thank you very much.
I think just sort of a mindfulness thing is that it's not so much about the keeping of things, it's the having. And we've had 11, 12 incredible years, and so it's hard to be upset at something that is such a gift. And so I want to cherish this moment as much as possible. This is incredibly special, and this will forever be a cherished memory. And all of you and all of this will mean something to me for the rest of my life. God damn it! No! I'm sorry. I want to thank you for making this every bit as special as it has become, and please help me in thanking the cast of The Walking Dead. Angela Kang, Greg Montero, Norman Reedus, Melissa McBride, Josh McDermott, Ross Marquand, Seth, Gilliam, Lauren Ridloff, Kaylee Fleming, Michael James Shaw. Please, huge round of applause. Walking Dead Panel 2022. Everyone look this way. I did it. And also you guys too. Oh my God. Yes. Oh, do you have a button for me? Yes, thank you, button lady. All right, we're gonna let them. Oh man, I almost made it through without. I know. No, it's crazy. I'm giving you a hug back, Mike. I really appreciate it. There is nothing in the world like being up here and seeing like 7,000 people who are driven by passion. Even if you're just squatting a seat for a panel you want to see later. Oh man,
Oh my gosh. Thank you guys so much. Like, so much love to all of you. Yeah.
But there's some more Walking Dead universe news that we have to announce. It's not over just yet. Because I did promise a couple people that I was going to grill you on some questions.
Yes.
It's about to get weirder.
Don't forget to tag like 7,000 tags on Instagram. I wish. If the URL's not working, keep trying. I'm sure they're just letting some people know in the back that the URL for the fan event is having some issues, so just fix it. Let's fix it. Okay. I hope that made it to upper management. All right. So we don't want to forget Walking Dead's last 8 episodes kick off Sunday, October 2nd at 9 p.m. on AMC and AMC Plus, followed by Talking Dead. Also August 7th, we're doing a Talking Dead for the Walking Dead universe, other shows, and also focusing on Tales as well. So we'll get more in depth on that. I noticed at the top of the panel, obviously the universe is ever expanding. There were 2 faces that I had expected to see that I did not see here, yes. Namely Jeffrey Dean Morgan and Lauren Cohan. Yes. What can you say about Maggie and Negan?
They are currently filming Isle of the Dead.
Just started, right? Like literally just started.
Just this week, LC said it was the best first day ever. We have some casting news. We have Mahina Napoleon as the character Ginny. We have Jelko Ivanek, Emmy winner, as the Croat. We have Jonathan Higginbottom as Tommaso, Karina Ortiz as Amaya, and Gaius Charles, you might know him from Friday Night Lights, as Armstrong. Those characters don't mean anything to you now, but they will, because they are awesome. The show itself is about Maggie and Negan in a madhouse known as New York City during the apocalypse. And we have a little message for them. So let's hear what they have to say.
Let's roll the thing!
Hello, All H.
Thank you. It's Lauren Cohan.
I'm Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
And we are here to tell you that we miss you and we wish we were celebrating with you live at San Diego Comic-Con.
The end of Walking Dead is so near and dear to us, and saying goodbye to our fellow cast, crew, and fans has been extremely difficult.
But we want you to know the reason we're not there.
We are busy filming our new series, and we're very excited about it. Yes. And it's going to premiere next year, and so we'll be there. And
we'll be on screen there sooner than that because we're not there with you now.
Really what we're saying is we can't wait for you to see it. In the meantime, you guys keep watching The Walking Dead. Learn how we get from there to here.
Because as they say, keep your friends close.
And your enemies closer.
Fantastic. All right, Scott Kimball.
Cool, so we're done?
We are definitely not done. You need to sit right there. There were 2 questions up here. Yeah. We put both of those off because those were very excellent questions. Yeah. Years ago, you're like, there's gonna be a movie. And then, like, what happened to Rick Grimes was another question. What happened to Michonne? Like, there's so many unanswered things. You never, ever, ever spill anything, Scott Gimple. This is a very important Comic-Con for all of us. So I demand that you spill something, please, and answer mine and their questions about these things. Scott Gimple, sir.
I'm going to say that I cannot
Son of a...
But there are 2 people who can.
Okay. Maybe they should come out. Oh! No!
San Diego today and heard there was a gathering.
This is kind of overwhelming. So because you are the hardest of the hardcore fans, we have something that we want to tell you first. You know?
So we, Mr. Rick Grimes himself, and Mr. Scott Gimple in an amazing boulder tie today, might I add, loving it, got together and have been cooking something up for y'all, because we've missed you, and we owe you the end of the conclusion of this story, Rick and Michelle.
So next year, there's going to be 6 episodes on AMC Plus, airing in 2023. So this time next year, there's going to be a whole lot more to talk about. So should we make a date? Same time, same place, same underwear. I will if you will.
And so, just to clarify, is this Scott Gimple in place of the movie that you had talked about before?
Yes.
Okay. So instead of a 2-hour movie, you're getting 6 hours of of the show.
Yes.
That's fantastic.
I personally can't wait to get my cowboy boots back on. And get the band back together.
He has to find his woman first.
Oh yeah. Well, you're gonna find me.
That's true. We gotta find each other.
Okay, let's all slow down for a minute.
We love you too, guys.
And we just want to send massive love to this amazing cast and amazing creators and amazing showrunners and who've been talking just now. The love that they have for you is the love we have for you too, and we love them and thank them so much for their astounding work on what they've been doing since we left and long before.
Yeah, it's an amazing accomplishment.
So much love in this room, and we're just thankful to be a part of it. We love you guys so much.
And we can't thank you enough for your patience, and we're working hard to make sure that it's been worth it.
Excellent. So we did answer those questions, I hope satisfactorily for you.
Thank you for being the greatest fans of all time. We love you.
Andy Lincoln, Denai Guerrera, Scott M. Gimple, I am Chris Hunter with you at Comic-Con. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Walking Dead Universe Panel 2022. Thank you so much for being you. Thank you so much for supporting. And huge hugs. Have an incredible Comic-Con this year. Take care, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.